Alright my friends, let's go ahead and display real information here on the screen using what we have right now here inside our we have the user that comes from our state. Let's go ahead and use it to display something here to the user. Once again, let me just here enable the console.log that right here because I want to show you something very interesting. Here we have the user that comes from our state, alright, and it is the exact same user that we will fetch from the API. We will be using that user object to access any property that we want to show. Let me show you. Here, this object is the same user object that we have right here. So if I expand it, I can see all the information that I want to show. For example, the name, the bio, we have the profile image, we have the first name, the Twitter username, all this information. Maybe you want to show them. In my case, I'm just going to use 5 to 6 of these properties. The first one is the name, the bio, as well as the profile image. These are the 3 ones that I'm gonna stick with up to this point in this video, I mean. In order for me to access this, once again, I have to type user, then the property name. So here inside our H1, I'm just gonna open dynamic JSX expression. I'm just gonna say user.name, which is the property name that I want to access. Here we have our bio. So I'm just gonna say user.bio. That should display the user as well as the bio as well as the name. And indeed we have them right here for this specific user. If I go back and choose different user, for example this one, we can see the name right here as well as the bio right here. Don't worry, we are gonna style it later on. For the time being, let's stick what we have right now. I have told you also I need to use the image. Now once again, we have our image. You already know that in order for us to specify an image, we have to specify 2 properties. The first one is optional, the second one is required. The first one is the alt attribute, which is the alternative text. In this case, we don't have a very big appropriate property that we can use right here. In this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the name. So I'm just gonna say user.name because I don't want to confuse ourselves with this thing right here. If we go back right here, we can see nothing got changed, but if I expand it here, in order for me to specify the source, I want to access a URL for the image. If you take a look right here, we have this profile image property, but it's an object, it's not a normal property. So if I expand it, you will see that we have 3 images, the small one, medium one, and the large one. In our case, we will display the largest one right here. So I have to say user.profileimage.large. So here inside our source, once again, source equal to user.profileimage, alright, underscore image. Then I have to say .large, alright. So if we save and go back, you will notice a very interesting thing right here, which is the error right here that says cannot read a property large of undefined. Once you read this error right here, cannot read the property, then the name of the property of undefined, and you are dealing with an API, you are trying to display an information that will come from an API. 100% of the cases, that means the loaded or the data is not fetched yet from the API. You don't have the data locally in order for you to show it. So how do we fix this thing right here? In order for us to fix these types of issues, we have to conditionally tell it what to render here inside the source. So let me show you. I'm gonna say here, I'm just gonna add my conditional rendering stuff. I'm gonna say user.profileimage. If this is loaded, if this is true, then I want you to go ahead and render this thing right here. I'm using once again the ternary operator. I'm checking for the source, for the profile image. If it is loaded, then buddy, I want you to go ahead and grab the large one, because if the profile image is loaded, then 100% the large is defined. Otherwise, if this is not defined, I want to make the source an empty string. Okay, so I will just keep it empty until I fetch my image. If I switch back, you can see we got the image pretty straightforward. Now let's go back and test this one for different user. Let's click on this one. We can see the name, the bio, as well as the image right here. Pretty straightforward. So in this video we have focused on the title, the bio, as well as for our image right here. In the next video we will be focusing on the profile, because we will have some issues, or the link right here, we will have some issues, and I'm gonna teach you how to fix these types of issues. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, thank you my friends so much for watching. See you in the next one.